Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me on Life and Surround. This is just a very quick news flash. I recently learned that Moondance by Van Morrison is receiving a standalone Blu-ray release. This seems to be a Warner product. It is available for pre-order on the Warner Music Canada website, and it's also available on Rhino USA. So Rhino is involved somehow. It's a standalone Blu-ray, and there are some things that make this news incredibly exciting. Some of you may be aware of the 2013 little book set release that has the album remastered, and then it has a few CDs of session material, and then it has the Blu-ray with the original album and Elliot Shiner's 5.1 mix of the album. He was the original engineer for the recording of Moondance. So if anybody can be just absolutely as in touch as it gets with the music of this album, it would be Elliot Shiner. And you've also heard me refer to him as one of the godfathers of surround, or just one of the absolute gods in my pantheon of surround and immersive mixing engineers. Elliot Shiner is way up there. He is responsible for just some crazy awesome mixes, including, let's say, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots by the Flaming Lips, just absolutely legendary. He's done Steely Dan, he's done Grover Washington, just some amazing, amazing mixes that are held up as a standard. And in fact, he was involved in Steven Wilson's early exposure to surround mixology, working on a couple of Porcupine Tree albums. And through that exposure, Steven Wilson caught the bug and has now become himself one of my surround immersive mixing, gods in my pantheon. Okay. So we have Elliot Shiner, we have Steven Wilson. So in this new standalone Blu-ray, we not only have Elliot Shiner's 2013 5.1 mix of the album, which is like super discreet, and it has that touch from, the original engineer on the project. But we also have Steven Wilson's recent Atmos mix of the album, plus some instrumental mixes. This is a very, very exciting release. Steven Wilson's Atmos mix of Moondance has been available streaming for quite some time, which is amazing. I love that Atmos content is being put out for people in an affordable way and with a huge variety. So I am a fan of streaming Atmos. That said, I have listened to Mr. Wilson's Atmos mix of Moondance via streaming, and so far I've been underwhelmed. I prefer the feel that Scheiner brought to his 5.1 mix over what I'm hearing out of Wilson's Atmos mix. The thing is that the higher definition, the lossless quality of Atmos on Blu-ray can make a big difference to me in how well engaged I get with a mix. So I am just absolutely excited to be able to compare Wilson's Atmos mix lossless with Shiner's 5.1 mix lossless. So they're on more of an equal footing. Now, of course, Wilson has those additional Atmos channels to work with. So I feel the advantage is actually like on his side. And now that they're both lossless, it just removes that, that possible problematic variable. Okay, so we've just discussed how a streaming Atmos mix is receiving a physical release. And so that makes this release extremely exciting to me, as I have a lot of really, really, really just well-loved streaming Atmos titles in mind that I would love for each and every one to receive a Blu-ray so that you can own it. You don't have to worry about it disappearing. You don't have to worry about when your internet goes down. And in my opinion, most importantly, you have the opportunity to enjoy that content losslessly instead of, missing content. Like, I consider streaming Atmos to be sort of like the MP3 of Atmos. All right. It can be very enjoyable, but I just always am going to prefer when all of the original information is available. All right, so we have a streaming Atmos title getting a physical release. And so I hope that this gets a lot of attention and that this becomes a trend. I would love to hear Joe Satriani surfing with the Alien on Blu-ray Atmos, some Halsey, some Weekend. In other words, like some more modern, pop titles would be down for like anything classic or, modern. Would just help me give it more of a chance. We've had recent Pearl Jam albums in Atmos. We've had Coldplay, Megadeth, just honestly a wild variety of content. And I just really feel like the irons should be in the fire. This is a great time to really advance the cause of proving that people are interested in standalone Blu-rays. There's just a wealth of titles that are just sitting there. So I'm glad to see Moondance get the nod and to be slated for this physical release. It looks like it releases on November 3rd. And like I've said so far, it's available from Warner Music Canada and from Rhino US. I will put those links in the description below. And with all this said, I want to hear your feedback. Like, do you already have the 2013 release? Are you content with the Scheiner 5.1, or do you intend to go in for this new Blu-ray that not only has Scheiner's mix, which is good news for folks that don't want to pay the $50, $60 that the 2013 set tends to go for. You also get Wilson's more current Atmos remix. And I'll tell you, like, everything I've heard from Steven Wilson in Atmos is just amazing. It's terribly exciting. Like, he draws me into music that I didn't know I liked yet. And his Atmos mixing is just top tier. So this is super exciting. I wonder if Warner will take inspiration from this and maybe do something with Astral Weeks or his band and the Street Choir. I think those are the 3 albums that Warner has rights to. All right, so again, leave your comments. If you like what I do, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you get news right away, and leave comments, share these videos, and support the artists. I don't know if this Blu-ray will eventually end up on other retailers or discounters. I expect that it will. I ran the costs. There is a discount available on the Canadian site, so I'm going to include that information in case it especially helps out Canadian friends. But when I went and used that discount and calculated shipping to my house, it was actually like $1 more than to just order from Rhino US. So for me, it came out to around $36 US, $37 US. And so, I feel that's not a terrible price to pay for a standalone Blu-ray that has lossless Atmos and also has, Elliot Shiner's mix. It gives me the chance, if I become no longer interested in this session material, to pass this along on the used market, maybe, or to, give it to a family member or a friend. So I appreciate you watching. Again, leave your comments. I love interacting with you all. And don't forget to check the links below in case that can help you out. And if you don't mind, if you find this title popping up on retailers and discounters, leave comments for everyone here so that, our friends can have heads up on that. Leave comments or posts over on Life in Surround Facebook, Life in Surround Instagram. I try to check every now and then. There's also a Life in Surround thread on quadrophonicquad.com, and there are also Moondance threads there. So if you all, do your part to give everyone a heads up about stuff that's exciting to you, it just really helps this beloved hobby of, surround and immersive music enjoyment, just that much more accessible and that much more enjoyable for us all. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. And until next time, live life in surround.